I want to talk to you tonight about helping people. Something that I'm very passionate about. And I ask forgiveness in advance if I tend to get a little emotional with the changing of the seasons. I have allergies, and I believe there's a lot of dust in this room because my eyes tend to sweat a little bit. But I want to thank you because you've helped us help others. And in doing so, we help each other. Because the spirit of giving is something that I would like to hope is contagious. When we're able to do for others that may not be able to do for themselves, especially at a moment when it seems like things are hopeless, it's the little difference that you make. In the Gospel of John, in the 5th chapter, Jesus meets a man at a pool in Bethesda. And there's this man is there, and he's been there for 38 years. And he's trying to get into this pool because every time the waters get stirred, the first one in apparently gets healed. And this gentleman cannot bring himself into the pool every time the waters are stirred. And Jesus approaches him and says, what are you doing here? And he said, I'm desperately trying to get into this pool, but every time the waters are stirred, people run past me. This man had been there for 38 years. And I love the simplicity of Jesus. He simply says this, do you want to get well? And the man looked at him, I'm sure, because I would have looked at him the same way and said, well, yeah, I've been here 38 years. Jesus says, take up your mat and walk. You see, Jesus didn't say to him, well, why have you been here 38 years? Jesus didn't say, what condition got you here to put you in a position to be here for 38 years? You see, Jesus didn't care about any of that. Jesus simply wanted to make a change. Jesus simply wanted to help this man. Tonight, I want to talk to you about a very new program about changing people. You see, so many times I believe we get caught up in wanting to know, why have you been in your situation for 38 years? I believe, you know what? At this point, it don't matter. Let's make a change starting now. When we moved here a little over 2 years ago, my wife and I told you that we felt that the best thing that we can do for anybody was to leave people better than we found them. I was shocked to come into a situation where we were in debt. We're known to help other people, but yet we couldn't help ourselves. And thanks to you, and thanks to other people in this community, put us on a right track. Forgave the fact that we had been in a situation for so many years. You said, you know what, get up, we're going to take care of you, and we're going to put you on the right track. And we can't thank you enough for that. We're here tonight to say thank you to you. Once we got out of debt, I kept thinking to myself, what can we do to help better other people? We were doing Christmas applications. And there was a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. Now at the time, the Angel Tree program is for children 12 and under. Last year we partnered with Kmart to help the 13, 14, and 15-year-olds kind of slide through the cracks. But as talking to the 16-year-old little girl, making small talk, I said to her, so where do you go to school? And she told me, Area High School. I said, what do you want to do when you graduate? And she said, I probably won't graduate. She said, in fact, nobody in my family graduates. I'll probably end up having a child, or I'll find some little job, just enough to get by. But that's what we do. And I thought, no, we can't do this. I said, sweetheart, listen to me. You're 16 years old. We'll help you with your homework. I don't have all the answers, but I know smart people around me. I found you surround yourself with smart people. And we'll help you get through this. Because imagine, you could change history and the dynamics of your entire family kind of like the man who's been there 38 years. Everything can change in an instant. So we went together, we said, what can we do? We decided to have a feeding program. We would invite people in from the community to offer resources to our clients. Hey, these are things that are available to you. And the first one we had, I'll never forget, was Nancy Whitlock. She came and spoke from the free clinic. She talked about prescription health. She talked about all the different things that they offer. And people's jaws hit the floor. You see, part of the problem is our problem in the past was we hadn't told our story. Many people had no idea what exactly we do. The Bible says, how will they hear if we don't tell? And so when we work together and partner and collaborate together, there was one family that came to me. It was an adult mother and her 2 adult children, and they said, we no longer want to live this way. We need help. What can we do to give back? Because what this lunch program did for us today is going to save us money. And it's going to help us more than you'll ever know. And I said, the best thing you can do is to go and use those resources. She said, it's not good enough. And this mother and her 2 adult children, recognizing the fact that we have a small staff, have come every other Friday and volunteered their services to help clean our building. What that told me was that not all of our clients are seeking a handout. Some of our clients simply want a handout. And I believe that if we simply enable people, I call it sin enablement. Because I believe it's a sin to allow people to stay in their condition if we can do something to help. Now, we're not here to ask you for money tonight. I thought about putting that iconic kettle in the corner, but I didn't want anybody thinking that I'm soliciting money. I'm not. I'm soliciting your prayers tonight for an absolutely fantastic program that we are blessed with in the Salvation Army. Upon hearing what we were trying to do to better our community, our divisional headquarters said to us, there's a program in the Central Territory. The Salvation Army, if you don't know, is broken up into 4 territories in the United States. We just invaded our 127th country, so we're in 127 countries around the world. But in our territory, we were chosen, Waynesboro, Virginia, to be the pilot program of something called the Pathway of Hope. Over here are some brochures. There will be a video running of a client success story. It's been running quite through the night. But I want to tell you the difference between this program and simply putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. The Pathway of Hope is an intense program where we take clients. They not only come in and do an intake process, but they even have to qualify. Some people may not even qualify for this program. Many do. With it being a pilot program, we're learning failures, but we're learning successes. One of the things that this gives us is better tracking tools. They've given us new software that's going to help us to give measurable outcomes, to track successes, so that at any time, people who give us money, and we're still learning that software as well, so work with us as we work it out the kinks, but we'll be able to say, this is how many families we've helped, this is where we have gotten to. One of the biggest problems and eye-openers for me has been something called barriers. Are you familiar with barriers? I used to think, like, if you just get a client a job, go to work, and all your troubles will be over. And then someone said to me, but I got 2 small children, and I can't afford to get to work and pay for childcare. Never thought of that. One of the things the Pathway of Hope does is we sit down, and part of the process is identifying barriers. We have a certain amount of money that we can allot on each family. The first lady that we helped started out very successful. Within, I think, 3 weeks, we had a job, affordable transportation, affordable child care, and one of the ways we found out about affordable child care is by partnering and collaborating, speaking to other people in the community. This is what we want you to be a part of this evening as a community. We want to be unified. We want there to be unity. And you can't even spell the word community without unity. We realize at the Salvation Army that we need help. We realize with all the churches, with all the different civic groups, with all the area clubs and organizations that we have, that makes up our area. And
And I said it when I first moved here, I was so shocked. 22980, we all have the same area code? This is crazy. I've never lived in a community where we all share the same. But we ask your help tonight to become a part of something that we believe is going to change our community of Waynesboro. And here's something that I want you to know. Whether it's volunteering, whether it's your time, whether it's a monetary donation, whatever it is, it stays here in Waynesboro to change and better our community. And if the Lord lays it upon your heart to help financially in this endeavor, here's what I want you to understand. The biggest thing we want you to understand is that if you give to the Pathway of Hope, you're not giving to the Salvation Army. You're giving to Waynesboro. Because the goal and the mission is to help break the generational cycle of poverty. So many people are living in situations just like the man at the pool. 38 years. All he needed simply was somebody to encourage him and say, we're going to come alongside you. One of the things that this program does is we're not just getting somebody in there and giving them a little encouragement and pushing them on the way. No. We walk the path right alongside. Because there's follow-up appointments. And this program, there's more accountability. Our clients are going to have to make meetings. Our clients are going to have to give a little something back. They're going to have to do reports. There's even a pastoral care element, if they so choose to. Something else I want you to know, that just because we are a Christian organization, we don't require you to serve the same God that we serve. Because Jesus said that whatever you do unto the least of these, you do unto me. And I don't care if you're a Buddhist. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're heterosexual or homosexual. If you have an immediate need, we are commanded to take care of each other. And that's what we're going to do. Whether we all agree on the same religious side or not, we have to take care of one another. For too many years, a lot of nonprofits, especially the Salvation Army, have been very good at just wanting to give and give and give and give. But when we give and give and give and give, we teach people to receive. And it's a very scary situation because we see that we can get communities into deeper situations. We see children. There's a beautiful success story on that computer over there about a lady who came into the Pathway of Hope program, I want to say it's in Missouri, at the Salvation Army. She had no idea of the many resources that were available to her. She was able to find gainful employment. And one of the things she says that it broke me down the first time I saw it, and even every time I hear it. She said, I'm now able to take my children to McDonald's. Think about that. How many of you have had McDonald's more than once this week? Or you're able to have McDonald's more than once this week? Can you imagine someone who has to go to a food bank or someone who's constantly trying to find something to put together and now can take a child to McDonald's? We're asking you to come on board tonight and be a part of the Pathway of Hope. It's going to be a process, it's going to be a journey, but we feel proud that Waynesboro, Virginia has been chosen to represent this division. Of all the Salvation Armies in Virginia, there's 3 in Maryland, and there's 3 in Washington, D.C. I believe there's 33 units in our division, and they chose Waynesboro. And you know why? Not because of this. It's not because of this. It's because of this. It's because of this. And I want you to know that the Pathway of Hope is about this. It's about your grandchildren. It's about your children's friends. I can't tell you how many clients that we have come in and they've missed school because they've been uprooted, because the rug has been pulled out from under them. We have children that come to our youth programs who tell us about a friend they've been praying for. 6-year-old children who are praying for another child, but you know what? They haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Dad came and got the child. We believe the pathway of hope is going to restore family values. We believe that the pathway of hope is going to make a difference right here in this community. And I can talk for hours, but I'm going to be quiet in just a minute. I promise you, Tom, you're ready to ring your bell. I spoke at AARP yesterday, and as I was going too long, this is what I hear. Yeah. So, I will talk all night if you let me. I don't want to do that. But I simply want to say thank you. And here's one thing I want to tell you. One of the people who's one of our clients right now who's in the pathway of hope is a single dad. So it's not just single moms. There's a lot of good men out there who are raising their children. That's one you don't hear about very often. He's a single dad with 2 college degrees. 2 college degrees. The field that he was in shut down, rug was pulled out. Now, you may think, well, he's got 2 college degrees, he's been working a while, he's got some money saved up. That car payment still comes in. That house payment still comes in. And little by little, the money that he's been using to pay those bills dwindles. We've been able to find this gentleman a job in transportation, I believe, correct? Way below his means. I tell you that to say that not all clients are the same. In fact, I know that Cynthia Pritchard at the United Way says, some people are a flat tire. Is that correct? A flat tire away?
Flat tire.
Yep. One flat tire away for their whole world crumbling down because that flat tire may be their only resource of getting to a job. Every one of us right now who are so blessed, you could be a victim of fraud. You could be a victim of something, and you have everything right now, and in the next minute, lose everything. Every single one of us. There may come a day where, God forbid it, you and I may be on the other line, asking for help. That's what the pathway of hope is. For our clients, we believe that the road to a successful future starts on a little bit path. A footpath that turns into a pathway. Pathway of hope. Jesus taught us something about hope. Jesus taught us that when we do for the least of these, we're doing unto him. We know a lot of people. Your church is made to heal and help people. Don't just send them to us, help us. Let the pathway of hope be Waynesboro. We're so intentional about this. We're looking at budgeting. We're looking at hiring a full-time person. Poor Angie, as you know, Angie's been doing this job for 30-some years. It's hard for her to do the social services, the ministry part of her social services, and the pathway of hope. It's so intentional that we're looking at hiring somebody to be full-time to simply do that. It's a wonderful program. If you have any questions, we have brochures right over here. There's a video. Thank you again for coming out. There's many opportunities to volunteer in the upcoming Christmas season. If you want to volunteer at our store, please call our office. But we're not asking you to sign up or get on board with anything tonight. Tonight is simply about you to let you know that there are even bigger things on the horizon coming up in South. God bless you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for